So, uh, Vietnam National History Museum was built in 1985, 1958 by a French architecture, and at the time this was a place to display antique collected from country in Southeast Asia. In 1958, the French handed over this architecture to the new revolutionary government. So, in the indigenous state of Vietnamese culture can be counted from the time when humans first appeared on Vietnamese territory until about the first century BC. This is a long and this is the stage. So in the stage of formation, development, and partitioning of Vietnamese culture, this stage can be divided into two periods. The prehistory period from the beginning to the end of the Neolithic period, and the protohistory period about 4,000 years ago. So Vietnam in the context of Southeast Asia is one of the character of mankind about 400,000 to 500,000 years ago, and until now, Vietnamese climate has a strong tropical and humid characteristics suitable for human life. Vietnam is one of the Southeast Asian countries that developed drone and iron casting technique very early, around the middle of the first millennium BC. There was the three civilization centers in Vietnam. These centers were the foundation for three Asian states and kingdoms that flourished in and around the century BC and AD. They were the Đông Sơn culture, Southern culture, then Đông Nai culture, and Ốc Eo culture. And the Đông Sơn culture, with a strong development of west right cultivation and broadcasting technique, soon created favorable conditions for the first days of Văn Lang Âu Lạc to be established, opening a period for the first state to be formed and laying the foundation for the development of Vietnamese culture traditions. So in 111, the Han period, the Han people began to invade Vietnam. The Chiao dynasty collapsed and the country came under the rule of the Chinese feudal dynasties. The dominant policy during the period was cultural assimilation. However, the presence of collections of Đông Sơn culture artifacts such as bronze drums, pottery, and bronze bells is a manifestation of the strong vitality of Vietnamese culture, as well as the absorption of world culture to develop national culture. So upstairs about the Ngô Đinh Tiền Lê dynasty, they were the first dynasty of the Vietnam feudal region. The administrative system was consolidated through symbol, but made a step forward in building the independent sovereign government from the central to local levels. The military, economy, and culture were also consolidated, creating a foundation for the long-term development of the successive dynasty. The achievement of Ngô Quyền, Đinh Bộ Lĩnh, and Lê Hoàn in the country's founding and their victories in the war against domestic and foreign invaders reflected and solid start for the golden age of diverse civilization. Lý and Trần dynasty. The Lý dynasty was founded by King Lý Thái Tổ start in 1009 and ended in 1225. This was a total of 9 kings who ascended the throne during the dynasty. In 1225, when Li Jiuhuang abdicated the throne to her husband Zheng Kai, the Zheng dynasty began and lasted until 1400 under the reign of 13 consecutive kings. The Li and Zheng were the two longest dynasties in Vietnamese history and highly developed in all fields of such as military, economy, culture, art, and architecture. Buddhism was highly developed and became the state religion, as well as the typical culture of this period. This was also the period that laid the foundation for the establishment and development of the legal and educational system. The national defense career of the Li Zheng dynasty were demonstrated in the great victory of the uprising against the Mongolian army, and so Ho dynasty. In the history of Vietnam, the Ho dynasty lasts for a short period. In 1400, Ho Quý acceded to the throne and renamed the country Đại Mu and the royal title of Thành Nguyên, and settled in the west in Huế, in Thanh Hóa. So the Ho dynasty lasted for only 7 years with the reign of two kings, Ho Quý and Ho Hán Thương. Certain renovations in the economy, culture, and education was achieved. Policy on the restriction of land and slaves, the issuance of paper notes, price of Confucianism, development of known characters. Landmark dynasty. This is a long history period including several dynasties, Tiền Lê, Mạc, and Hậu Lê. And in the period of Tiền Lê dynasty, policies were enacted in a timely way, responding to the needs of the people, which brought the country to a new level of development. Important changes took place in administrative reform, military organization, the legal system, the encouragement of the development of the Confucian education system, the creation of arts and literature. So Tây Sơn dynasty. This dynasty existed in a short period with 3 successive kings, Nguyễn Nhạc, Nguyễn Huệ, and Quang Trung. Nguyễn Nhạc, Nguyễn Huệ, and Nguyễn Quang Toản. Policies on economic reform, agriculture promotion, culture and educational promotion of known character, have stabilized people's lives and developed the country after the long period of chaos. Nguyễn dynasty. The Nguyễn dynasty, which started in 1802 and ended in 1945, was the last period of feudal rule in Vietnamese history, including 2 periods, the independence period and the French colonial period. During the independent period, the Nguyễn dynasty developed many policies to strengthen and develop the country. And encourage closer unification of the northern and southern region of the country. This last method is still a primary content to contemporary Vietnam.